I take us back to last week, Paul. We sat here and we said the kid Jaden Daniels is special. And if the game's close, you better not let it be close with this guy because he'll rip your heart out. And the Buccaneers had their chances to win that game. You left the ball in his hands on the final possession, and look what happened. Clutch play after clutch play after clutch play. Whatever happens in this game, the Commanders have had a successful season, almost like the Texans of last year. They got to the playoffs. You want that first experience for your rookie quarterback. And he stepped up in a big moment and delivered the goods for you to win that game. You beat the Buccaneers, and now you're coming up against the offensive juggernaut that are the Lions. I don't know how you stop this Lions offense, but you better have a damn good defense to just try, because they can beat you, as we keep saying, in a multitude of ways. To me, I've reached a point with Jahmyr Gibbs where I actually do think this is like a top 5, maybe higher than that, top 5 running back in the NFL now. He's like a jitterbug. If his speed, his elusiveness, agility, you miss that tackle and he can take it to the house. Their offensive line, I think, will be a big factor in this game because they're a big offensive line, physically overpowering. And the Commanders, I don't know, sometimes they can look pretty solid, and other times it feels like they can get pushed around. So they got to try not to get pushed around in this game because it'll be a long day. And you look at the receivers for the Lions, we've said it time and time again. St. Brown is going to beat you on the inside in the slot. He can beat you on the outside as well. You've got Jameson Williams, the deep threat. Laporta is their red zone guy. That's one thing the Commanders must watch out for in this game, I feel like. In the red zone, don't give them a mismatch on Laporta because that's who they will target. And then they've got all of these other role players that we don't even think about. Tim Patrick will just randomly make a 30-yard play and you won't see him again in the game. So I feel like this is too tough of an ask even for this, budding superstar Jaden Daniels. I can't see it. I just think with the Lions having the week off, Ben Johnson is no doubt going to be in his bag in this game with a lot of tricks. I feel like the Lions are going to win this game, and I think they are probably going to win it relatively comfortably. But Jaden Daniels won't go out with a fight. He will fight till the death. It wouldn't surprise me if it was quite close. But I just think the Lions have too much. So I say Lions win. I think the spread is 8.5 again. And I say the Lions also cover that spread.
So I love this game and I love this league because only in the NFL could you have in the last 8 the Washington Commanders, who last year drafted 2nd overall. And they are here in this moment because they drafted 2nd overall. And they hit a massive home run in selecting Jaden Daniels. They didn't have the chance or the choice to select Caleb Williams. But yeah, there were questions of Jaden Daniels before the draft. There's no questions anymore. I mean, we both picked him last week to have his first of many playoff wins. And he delivered, and how he delivered was exceptional. Now, the Commanders, watching that game against the Bucs, they played ball control offense. So they had one of their drives was 17 plays. You know, 4 yards, 5 yards. Like they went for it. Yeah, people get carried away with they didn't punt. Well, they only didn't punt because they got stopped twice on fourth down, and they went for it a lot on fourth down. So, yeah, don't read the headline that they didn't punt. Well, they went for it on fourth down an awful lot. That's the blueprint to beat this Lions team, is to keep that offense on the sidelines. Because the weakness of Detroit is this defense and the injuries that they have on defense. But the issue I have with I don't think the Lions are going to let the Commanders get away with that, because the Lions will just, they're too aggressive. They won't just sit back and go, oh, okay, they're going to blitz him, or they're going to send pressure so that it's going to be a turnover or a touchdown. But they're not going to wait, because if they score the touchdown, you know, if it gets into a shootout, then I pick the Lions.
That's what they want.
Yeah, exactly. They can't let the Commanders just kill them by 4 or 5 yards at a time. But I don't think that Detroit are going to allow that to happen. They're going to rush Jaden Daniels. They're going to leave some people uncovered. Yeah, I mean, this game is crazy that it's Detroit against the Commanders. Like 4 or 5 years ago, say to somebody like, who's the number one seed in the NFC? Who's picking Detroit? Washington haven't been to, I heard today, they haven't been to the NFC title game. Only they've got the longest drought in the NFC, even 1 year longer than a 2 or 3 years younger drought than the Cowboys. The Commanders haven't been to the NFC title game since I think it was 1991. Like, so yeah, this NFL is a crazy league, and how it turns around quickly. But it turns around quickly on the quarterback. And I think that people sleep a lot on Jared Goff. Because when you talk about Detroit, you talk about Gibbs, and you talk about St. Brown, and you talk about Laporta, and you talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, you talk about all these weapons, but you forget that Jared Goff, like, he needs to play a terrible game for, I think, the Commanders to have a chance. And he's a really, really good, efficient, accurate quarterback. And yeah, this game, I think that, to me, this game is either a complete blowout or it's the Commanders get Detroit into the game that they want to. But even in that situation, I think Detroit are going to turn the Commanders over a couple of times. This Commanders team, roster, personnel-wise, are, let's be honest, they're bottom half of the league, personnel-wise. But they have a very good outside receiver in Scary Terry McLaurin, and an exceptionally gifted rookie quarterback who is not scared of the moment, is not scared of when the game's on the line, when it's fourth down or it's potential game tying or game winning drive. He'll keep the ball. If it's not there, then he'll run for it. He's not scared of running for it. He's not scared of throwing it. He's not scared of that throw that he made. You said it, the welcome to the NFL moment, that throw, that rainbow throw on the outside to the Bengals, against the Bengals on the road to win the game. Like, this kid is amazing. But I think he needs to have the help. And the help's going to be coming. They've got a lot of cap space. This Commanders team are going to be better in the future. And free agents are going to want to go there in the future because of this quarterback. And because now it seems like the coaching setup's kind of settled. They should be staying there for a little while. But Detroit are a little bit further down the line. They've got the roster now. It's going to be crazy in there. These fans, like they really, really want it. Um, it's going to be really loud in there for Jaden Daniels. And yeah, I think this isn't going to be close. I think that Detroit, they've seen the blueprint from the Commanders last week. They're not going to let them control the ball. They're going to just, if you want to, if you're going to score, then score quick so we have more time. And this is the way I see this game going. I see a ton of points. This the angle I saw into this game betting wise was Detroit points. Detroit over under team points 33.5, which is a stupid high number. I think it comes in. I think they score 40. This Commanders defense is not great. This Commanders, even the offensive line is not great. This Commanders team, I mean, yeah, their average, I think, is generous, like probably slightly below average roster, but they have McLaurin and they have Jaden Daniels. I don't think it's enough. And Detroit, I think, are too well coached. These coaches offer rest as well. I think that they win this game, and I think they win it by 10 at least.